The presidential election is now just 55 days away. If you haven't registered yet, you only have a month left to do so, and there are efforts to send out vote-by-mail applications. As Rudy Midelis discovered, some Cameron County residents say they've received applications addressed to people who are no longer alive.
With the pandemic, organizations like the Texas Democratic Party are now pushing mail-in ballot applications to eligible voters, sending almost 1.75 million statewide. Elections Administrator Remy Garza says the outreach is normal.
These lists are coming from different locations, and these organizations are using them in different ways and trying to target potential voters.
Using various methods to collect voter data and contact information from sources like those win a free vacation kiosks in the mall or signing up to receive info from a candidate at some point in the past can all put you on the list. In Cameron County, some residents have reached out to Channel 5 with concern for potential voter fraud after receiving applications for deceased relatives. Garza says in those cases, his office works to prevent potential conflicts by keeping their own voter rolls up to date and not taking the offense lightly.
For the most part, we're able to identify those, and if somebody were to attempt to submit an application for ballot by mail for somebody who's deceased, it's a red flag, and it's something that we would probably pass on to the district attorney's office.
The mailers have made applying for the ballot more accessible to those eligible. From just the March to July elections, mail-in votes more than doubled. In the 2016 general election, those ballots represented 3.6% of total votes cast. More than double that number have already applied, with around 11% of the total vote in November expected to be by mail. With several organizations sending the applications, Garza says they have to dig through each one.
And so we're having to process it, but we're making sure that it's done properly. They're not going to get multiple ballots. They're only going to get the one that they're eligible for.
They've hired extra staff and taken measures to make sure all requests are in order.
We follow that same process. It's just that we have more people that are doing it, and we're allowing them more time. We're working on weekends. We're extending our hours at the office so that they can have the time to process these applications.
But with USPS delays, a deadline of October 23rd to apply, and less than 2 weeks after that to get your ballot in, Garza says eligible mail-in voters need to act quickly.
And then if they would please mark their ballot, seal their ballot, sign their ballot, and return it to us as quickly as possible. That way we can make sure it gets counted.
Garza added anyone who receives an application for a deceased loved one can just toss it out, but any official mail, like a voter registration card, needs to be returned to his office. He also reminds anyone that needs to update their own information needs to do so by October 5th to vote in November. In Brownsville, Rudy Midelis, Channel 5 News at 6.